alignment to the soul with the self is often the most epidemic, overlooked step toward wholeness, toward peace, toward quiet, actualized manifestation. There's been a division, a divisiveness between self, or the persona, and the soul. And we say, it is so simple to unify these elements, the self, the persona, the soul, the Trinity, as it were, to know that this is a step that is achievable so simply, so effortlessly, without any reliance on any outside force, situation, or being. You are not dependent on others for your identity or success, or your perception or definition of those things. You are not dependent on things, on achievements, on accomplishments, on labels, on a consensus from a poll taken outside of yourself. There is no market research taking place except within the ego. And the ego is often the misunderstood child who never felt they belonged, the marginalized outcast. And we say, understand that the ego is merely functioning out of habit, the habit of lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of survival, of not using enlightenment, for the ego does not function that way. Do not falsely assign tasks which are impossible for the ego to fulfill on it. Understand that the ego is a clearinghouse and provides opportunities for your enlightened self to make choices. It is often looked at backwards, that the ego knows all and the enlightened self is obscured and doesn't even exist. It does exist. And we are here to bring clarity and ease and simplicity to this truth. There are many truths, there are many facts, there are many stories. But the only truth that we recommend is to know your alignment with your soul and the souls of all things and beings around you is the first step to wholeness. And in reconciling the soul with the persona that they are partners, and to embrace as the prodigal son, the ego, as serving such an important function. Your energy will be balanced and aligned and distributed where it needs to be. And there's no need to scramble, to scatter yourself, to divide yourself internally, or to fragment your energy so that it perpetuates a feeling of being lost, a feeling of not having a point of view or a focus or a creative impulse. These things will fall into place naturally by breathing in the unifying forces within the soul, the persona, the ego, the higher self. It all falls into place so beautifully, so without fanfare, so without seeking attention, so without grandstanding, so without being dependent on outside forces or external opinions or external authority. You are your own authority figure, which you will no longer rebel against, for you are on your own side by making that decision, by making that choice. And we gently suggest that you align your energies every morning upon rising, that you just take half a moment, not even an entire one. We know you're busy, but just take half a breath, just a brief moment upon rising, to gently and physically embrace yourself. Blanket yourself with your arms. Take a deep breath. Give yourself the inner and external smile. No one is watching. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's awkward at first? It's awkward because you are learning consciously for the first time how to have a relationship with yourself that's grounded in truth, of higher states of consciousness, of higher states of self-love. It is beautiful. It is glorious, as you are beautiful and glorious. And tell yourself upon rising with that half breath, with that brief little moment, I am whole within myself. I love myself, and I am ready to receive now all the good that is coming to me. That's it. How long did that take? 5 seconds. Give that to yourself as a starting point. Embrace the opportunities